Hello, this is a message for someone who feels like their interests are very fringe and out there to the point that you don't feel like you can be honest and open about them with family, friends, loved ones, anyone who's around you, your circle. You feel like you can't really be upfront and honest about the things you're into, the things you like, the things that make you excited, because you perceive them to be out there, fringe things. And it's not to say you're embarrassed that you're into this, because I'm getting that there's almost like a pride to it too. Like you love what you're into, you don't think there's anything wrong with it. And whatever community is involved in, there's a pride in that community about that. So, I mean, it could be anything, um, as it relates to me and possibly my audience. It could be witchy stuff, right? Where you love this stuff, but maybe you're surrounded by Christians that look down on it or something like that. But it could be any number of things. It doesn't just have to be that. That's just an example. So what I'm getting here is that the reason you feel like this is fringe, it's not because it is, because it's actually more mainstream than you seem to realize. It's because you're kind of sheltered in your environment. You're surrounded by just one or two types of people. This could be by default of where you were born or, where you live. And these people make these things you're into seem out there, fringe, possibly taboo, possibly bordering on wrong, okay? Like maybe there's not an outward judgment of these things as wrong. I'm also getting something about gayness. Maybe you're gay. Maybe the people around you don't think being gay is cool. They won't say it's wrong, but they think it's weird or something. So whatever it is, it's not wrong. It's not out there. It's not fringe. It's actually mainstream, a normal thing to be in many groups of society. But because of the people and the environment you're in, the people you're surrounded by and the environment you're in, you have learned to look at these things that way. And what you don't fully realize is that by extension, you're looking at yourself that way. And that's where the real damage is kind of happening, okay? You keep feeling like something about you is just not appropriate. That's what I'm getting. Like you feel a little inappropriate. And maybe when you were younger, there was an edge to that. And you kind of got off on that a little bit, on being taboo. But as you've gotten older and more matured and more settled in your identity, this is actually playing against you because it's not such a rebellious thing to be. It's just simply who you are, simply what you're into, simply your nature. And what you need to understand is there are large groups in society, like, areas where this is completely normal, okay? Whereas, and you may know this technically because, we're all on the internet now and it's not like you were that underexposed, but still, whatever environment you're in is affecting your subconscious and it's affecting how you're looking at yourself and feeling like you are a little bit less than, and that is a problem, okay? Like you don't expect to be catered to in your tastes, needs, or identity because you have understood that you are not the norm, and so you don't feel entitled to being catered to like everyone else gets catered to, everyone who is more normal and acceptable to your environment, okay? So it's almost like you've taken this as a bit of a badge of honor, kind of like, well, this is just the cross I have to bear to be myself. Even if no one else accepts me, I know who I am, and I guess I'll just carry this sense of feeling like an outcast of feeling like I have to downplay it, of feeling like I'm really out there and I need to protect those around me from feeling disturbed by not oversharing on who I actually am and what I'm actually into. And while that sounds, even as I'm saying it, it sounds very thoughtful of you. It sounds very mature of you. Like, I won't shove in your face who I am since you find it to be so disturbing, and I don't expect you to open your mind to understand me, so I will take it upon myself to carry this burden and be understanding towards you and accepting towards you, and accept that what you consider normal is the norm, and what I consider normal is out there and fringe. And again, this seems like you're doing very humanitarian type effort towards your circle in this approach, but what you're leaving out of this equation is you. What I'm getting, if this message is for you, is that you're actually a very normal person, okay? And just because you're a pagan or gay or even the wrong political association for your circle, it doesn't make you weird. It doesn't make you out there. And you certainly shouldn't have to bend over backwards to not make others uncomfortable, because you're not doing anything wrong. And actually, you deserve to be more comfortable in just being yourself and get as much respect as everyone else. I'm also getting something about vegans. Okay, like maybe you're vegan in a family of hunters or something, okay? Been there. But, actually all these examples I could relate to in one way or another, but you need to understand, you're kind of the one making yourself wrong by internalizing their world view, which is limited and narrow and not true. Okay, just look at the numbers out there, whether you are pagan, gay, vegan, whatever, I don't know, socialist, Republican, whatever you are that is not accepted around you, whatever you are, there's millions of people like that, and it's fine. It's 100% fine. It's not weird. It's not French. It's not strange. And you shouldn't think that just by being you, you're making anyone uncomfortable. If they are uncomfortable, that's on them. They are uncomfortable with other realities outside of their own. Well, as you know, you've had to accept complete opposite realities than yours as normal your whole life, probably. And you managed to be respectful, and you managed to be understanding, and you managed to be a good friend and family member despite of all those differences you have with those people. So it's time you start expecting the same from them. And if they can't meet you there, maybe you should take a step back from them in that relationship, because this is starting to hurt. Or maybe he's been doing it for a while. This is hurting your self-concept, the way you feel about yourself in the world. And what you don't realize probably is how this is limiting you and your growth and your possibilities for happiness, because of this self-imposed limitations and perception of self, which are just a reflection of your environment. You're internalizing the environment, which happens to all of us. Don't think there's anything wrong with that either, okay? You're normal. It's fine. It's completely normal that this happened to you. But there's also been a lot of signs in your life lately that you really need to embrace who you are and start sending yourself the message, there's nothing wrong or fringe or taboo or weird about me. I am wonderful. And I am normal, actually, and I'm just a human being like they are, and I'm just different than them. There's many millions of people just like me. So I hope this helps. This is a journey of self-acceptance for you, but has something to do with the way you present yourself to others and the way you own who you are. And if you're able to do that, even if some people back away, trust me, it will be for your best. I hope that helps.